They're trying to make it better for the Chargers. Multiple reports indicate that Anthony Lynn's fate won't be determined until after the season. A risky endeavor when so many teams already are looking for coaches, unless the Chargers know exactly who they're going to go after and exactly who they're going to get, or they have the confidence that they've got one of the most attractive openings, and they do with the presence of Justin Herbert. I'm assuming that any coach that goes there will be happy to have Justin Herbert as his quarterback. We've seen some Trojan horse approaches in the past, like when Josh McDaniels became the coach of the Broncos and his first order of business was to run off Jay Cutler. I doubt that McDaniels led with that concept when he interviewed for the job, but Herbert has shown that he's one of the best things the team has going. And at this point, based on the way they lost yesterday, I can't imagine a coaching change not coming for the Chargers. They're trying to win hearts, minds, and wallets in Los Angeles. You don't do it with a coach that can't win close games, got blown off the field yesterday with multiple special teams gaffes where you don't have enough guys on the field or too many guys on the field. I mean, that part should be very mechanical and simple. Everyone should know whether or not they're on the punt team or the kickoff team or this team or that team. There shouldn't be any ambiguity going into a game. So it's not good. I like Anthony Lynn. I feel bad that it's happening this way, but it's 2 straight years of underachievement. And with promise in the form of Justin Herbert, I think that's a recipe for disaster for the coach who isn't getting it done, because that's the perfect time to lure a top coach to come take over your team.
Mike, everybody likes Mike Lynn, and I think that's important to note. You know, it talks about Chargers ownership and front office loves him. We all love him. Anybody who's ever met Anthony Lynn loves Anthony Lynn. But it doesn't change the fact that 2 weeks ago, it was a clock management issue, which has been an ongoing problem from Anthony Lynn. And then this past week, it was the special teams problems, as you mentioned, multiple problems on special teams. And his press conference is going on right now, and he just said he's thinking about taking over special teams. Well, it's really too late for that. I think the decision has been, I don't know if the decision's been made, but I think it's been made probably for the organization about what they do after this season. Because you're right, they haven't won enough games with Justin Herbert with how he's played, and they should have won more. And when you look at some of the things that have happened and the ways they have lost, they should have more wins than what they have. And since they were 12-4 in 2018, they're 8-20. They just haven't gotten it done in his 4 seasons, 29-31 overall, and that includes that 12-4 season. So he's had enough time to get this done, couldn't get it done with Phillip Rivers, and now is not getting it done with Justin Herbert. And Mike, you hate a young quarterback to keep giving him, and we saw it with Baker Mayfield, keep giving him head coaches and offensive coordinators and quarterback coaches and changing the system. That's not good for a young quarterback, but I don't know that you have a choice except to move on from Anthony Lynn and this staff after this season.
And here's something to keep in mind, and I'm not suggesting it's going to happen, but when you look at the last 20 years in the NFL, John Gruden, essentially traded by the Raiders to the Buccaneers. Although it's not a classic trade, the coach has a very direct say in whether or not he's going to leave one team to coach another. Herm Edwards, when he went from the Jets to the Chiefs. Dick Vermeil, kind of. He had retired from the Rams and then went to the Chiefs. Jim Harbaugh almost traded from the 49ers to the Browns several years ago. It's amazing to me that more teams don't explore the possibility of approaching a team who has a coach under contract, reaching a deal on what the compensation would be, and then talking to the coach about coming to take over. But the Chargers are in position if they want. It seems to me, and I don't know if there's a gentleman's agreement or what, Charean, but I feel like not enough teams take seriously enough the possibility of targeting a coach who's currently with another team. And having a quarterback like Justin Herbert around, in theory, should allow you to be able to at least try that if that's what you want to do.
Well, and we just talked about Doug Peterson, right? And how many times can you hire a Super Bowl winning coach? And that he would be the perfect guy, even if the Eagles decide not to get rid of him or he decides not to leave at the end of the season. That's a guy you could go get who I think would be perfect for Justin Herbert. This guy can coach. I mean, we've seen it. We saw the Philly special. We saw all those plays he called. He won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. This guy's really good. So I agree with you. That's perhaps a way to go for a team, especially one that has a young quarterback that can benefit from a guy who's done it, who's won it, who's had quarterbacks that he's made better. He hasn't done it with Carson Wentz for whatever reason, but maybe that's more on Wentz than it is on Peterson.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.